Yo, 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 NSPR. I know we made a little video on here of some potential areas of support, and I had entered right at this 122 or area. I forget where exactly. Oh, yeah, I was up somewhere up here. I had entered somewhere at this 120 area, and we had this nice run up here. And I did sell some of my position up here at this $1.28 level. And when we came back down, I actually got stopped out. I had my stop loss at $1.19 or something, and I got stopped out, and we ended up having a pretty good drop. And you could see we wicked all the way down here to 97 cents, which is pretty wild here. Um, but we luckily we bought back up, and we held support here on this $1.05, $1.06 range, which is actually, I believe, the 0.618 fib. And I kind of forgot to make a fib retracement video here, which kind of sucks because we could have had that potential buy zone in mind. So that's my bad on that, and I would have liked to see that too. So I actually got myself repositioned in this, even though I took a little profits, and then I actually lost a little bit. I mean, it was only like a penny or two below, so it wasn't too bad. But during that correction, pretty much the whole market went red, and we fell out of this potential bull flag we were talking about it creating here. So you can see we corrected quite a bit, and the 0.382 fib, that's what it was, is at $1.04, and that's pretty much where we ended up getting a nice double bottom here on, and we bought right back up when we caught support at this $1.06 level, which is this purple Ichimoku support there, and we got some beautiful volume in here. So I actually put a buy zone. I actually bought in on this. Actually, I got in at $1.06, $1.07, something like that, and I repositioned myself here, and we had a beautiful run up. Now I know this $1.22 level was going to be, or $1.21 was going to be some pretty good resistance. That's the 0.236 fib there, and that's where we were holding for many days, and we ended up just dumping. So you can see here that on the RSI, we actually got a big bounce on this 4-hour time frame here, and we even got a nice bounce on the daily RSI as well, which is good to see because this MACD was looking like we were rolling over a little bit, and it actually looks like it might be rounding to the point where we might actually just get a fake MACD cross. But as long as we don't have some kind of giant red day on Monday, you can see that we closed at $1. I don't know if we closed at $1.19 or not. I kind of think that's what we did. So just keep in mind that this level here, is that $1.14? Oh, that's $1.14, is our original support box here, $1.14. So we do want to hold that level. So if it does come back to this $1.14 and we continue holding, that would be a potentially a good point to buy. And if it wicks all the way down here, this white support here is at $1.11, $1.10, something like that. So I mean, we'll have to see how this plays out here. We got a big, looks like a big spinning top here, but that's at the bottom of a couple red candles, which can sometimes mean reversal. So you can see the volume that rolled in on that is actually very good to see. So if we look at the hourly, let's kind of see where we're at. You can see where, even though we got this beautiful volume spike here, the volume is actually dropping off here on the hourly, which means that we could actually have a little bit of a pullback. And you can see on this RSI here that we did get a little rejection there. So what I want to see here is this $1.14 hold, and we do have some pretty good support on the hourly here at this purple line and this white line. This white line is actually resting right on this $1.14 level, and this purple line below is pretty much in the same area. So that's good to see here. Let's see if we have any red TD9s. So in a couple hours, we actually might get a red TD9. This will be an 8, and the next one will be a 9 flash. So we do want to be cautious because even though everything's looking pretty good on the 4-hour and the 8-hour daily time frame, we could still get some kind of wick down here one last time, whether it ends up being to $1.10 that we talked about, or as low as $1.07 for one more maybe to create some type of W here that could blast us up into pushing us into back up in this as high as $1.28 level. That's going to be our biggest. I mean, our 121 is going to be our biggest resistance at first, and then after that, 128, and that's a well-known resistance, and above that is $1.34 up to $1.37. So once we break this $1.37, then we're going to be running up to this $1.50, $1.48 level, and whether or not we get rejected there, which we probably would, we would want to see it hold at that point $1.35 just for confirmation. So if it does happen to run up here in the next few weeks, then you basically, if you had entered somewhere in this $1.06 level, you definitely want to keep your stop loss down in this $1.35, or even if you'd want to hold even longer term, you could keep your stop loss at the $1.20. It's up to you how you want to play that. We have to be cautious, obviously, because if this eventually does make another run up, a rejection there could be a double top, which could bring us back down to this level to create something bigger over the long term. So for a swing trade, you have a couple exit prices. If you want to do a small swing, you could go from the $1.06, $1.10 up to the $1.21. You could go up to the $1.28 or the $1.37. And if you want to do a longer swing, you could put a sell order in at the $1.48, wait for it to catch support here if it does, or catch support here if it does, and then re-enter for a longer play. But let's look at the weekly here. So on the weekly, we do have like a nice golden cross here that looks like it's coming in here. So even though we are pretty overextended like we've talked about before, which is why I expect some type of big pullback eventually, I'm hoping that we can actually find ourselves in some higher levels. Like I was talking about the potential of a $2.20 level based off of the breakout, but we have resistance up here at 282 as well. Do I expect that we could get there? It's possible, but like I said, we have 2 more weeks before a red TD9 flash, so we do want to keep that in mind, that we could have a bigger correction back down to this 0.61877 level to reset the RSI if we can't seem to get any type of support up in this $1.48 range. But that's something a little longer term to consider, and it all depends on how everything goes here. But we are looking pretty good after that small pullback here on the RSI. I like the way that that's looking, but we want to be cautious of a potential double top anywhere from this $1.36 to $1.48 level. But for now, I am liking what I'm seeing, but I'm expecting. The reason that I bought in actually was because I had saw this green TD9 flash here when we had this run up from $1.05 back up to $1.11, got rejected. We came back down, held support for a little bit here. This $1.06, I saw the green TD9 flash here when this candle opened, so I actually put another bid here, and I didn't sell any on that run up to the $1.22 or wherever we came to, because I think that if I want, I could buy some more either at this $1.08, $1.10, or I can just hold it and wait and see what happens. So, of course, this is like a falling channel. It looks to be a falling channel that we broke out of here. So let's see what that measured move actually would have been. Because if that was all we were going to get there, no, because oops, let me go a little lower. So this breakout here of this falling channel would actually bring us almost perfectly to this $1.37 mark. So even with a little bit of a pullback here, back to the $1.10, find support there maybe, and then maybe double bottom there, we should eventually be able to move back up at least to this $1.38. So I'm looking at that short term, but I'm also keeping my stop losses pretty tight. So I might put a stop loss. I mean, we did wick down here, so if you were trying to hold long term, you could put your stop loss here below this $96, $95 range. But if you don't want to lose too much profits here, then you probably just want to keep your stop loss at $1.03. I do expect that we might come back here, either hold support here and somehow consolidate and reset the RSI at this $1.14 level, or we'll come back down somewhere to this red resistance line here, which, like I said, was at $1.09. Wait, this read $1.07. So it's hard to say exactly, but I think we're going to be bouncing somewhere around in those levels as we correct a little bit on this hourly and see what we can do. But most between the daily and the 4-hour, it looks pretty solid so far. So let's see how this turns out here. Obviously, we want to get one of those candles we always discuss to confirm. Whoops, that was terrible. Like this. Why can I not draw over there? A candle that's going to look similar to. I'm pretty sure if you guys watch my videos, you know what I'm talking about. I'd love to know what this would be called. I'm just going to call it a confirmation candle. But you want, something that's going to look like that. That's a terrible drawing. I can't draw for shit with this stuff. But it'll look like, I'll give you an example. It'll look like this without the bottom wick. So you just want it to have a flat bottom here. And it'll look just like this with a wick above. So that's kind of what we're looking for on the daily for a confirmation. So if you are waiting on the sideline here and you don't know when you're going to buy or if you're going to buy or if you trust it, you could wait for something that looks more similar to that for this daily candle, and look for that continuation of that volume, because this volume looks pretty good coming in there. So, and I did like that we didn't have much sell volume on the daily there, which was a little more of a confirmation that we weren't completely going to dump to all hell. And we're still holding some of this other support here, which this purple support's at $1, and this white support is at $1.10, which I want to see us hold tomorrow. So that's just kind of where I'm at. I know this is a rambling video, but I'm still expecting some higher prices before any type of pullback. So if you guys are in this, we should be looking pretty good for the next week, as long as we don't have any crazy pullbacks from here on out in the market for a couple more weeks. All right, peace.